We now have with us Mr. Pathak, who has come to us with the complaints which does not typically fit into the presentation of vertigo, but the language he used was chakkar. His main complaint was he felt a spell of dizziness, after which he fell down on the ground, and when he finally woke up, he found that people had gathered around him and had been sprinkling water on his face. This had happened once or twice before also. Let us hear from Mr. Pathak directly what has brought him to us and what is his main complaint. So, Mr. Pathak, yes, tell me.
Yes, doctor.
What brings you to us and what is your problem?
During the last 1 year, there have been instances that I felt as if I am blacked out, a little of dizziness,
Okay.
or a little of some kind of chakkar it was,
Yeah.
and I found it a bit uneasy to deal with this, and I don't know what actually happened. So I have been reported of high blood pressure and cholesterol, but I don't know what it is associated with. So I thought I'll discuss with you as to
Can you describe one typical episode? How things happened? What exactly took place? Just one episode at least you describe in total details.
Okay. Once I was in the office giving a presentation, a lecture to a group of people.
Yeah.
I was standing in the room,
Hmm.
and there, while talking, I suddenly started feeling sweating on the forehead and feeling uneasy and a kind of blackout. And I asked for a chair to sit, but before the chair could come to me, I was on the floor. And thereafter, what happened, I don't know. Some people came, probably, which was told to me later. They sprinkled some water on my face. My face had become pale, a little yellow, and probably the doctor was also called, and the doctor measured my blood pressure, which was at a lower side, something like little lower blood pressure, and I had a total blackout, and I don't know what really happened that time. So that was the time when I was describing something to my colleagues in my office, and I suddenly almost like fell down onto the ground.
You had said that this thing has happened to you 2-3 times before also.
Yes.
But during each time the attacks had taken place while you were standing.
Yes.
Always like that.
Generally like that.
Like that you had
Yes.
been standing,
Yeah.
and then suddenly you felt something like a blackout.
Yes.
And a type of a
uneasy.
dizziness.
Yes.
And then you do not remember anything much, and then when you woke up, you heard that people had sprinkled water on your
That's
face,
right.
and
Yes. Yeah. So
after
what
that it
happened
was-
during that point of time, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't remember.
So basically,
Yeah.
it was something like an unconsciousness or something. That is what you
Could
talked.
be. Yeah.
Could be. And you said that you used to have high blood pressure and high cholesterol and all
Yeah.
these things.
That's right.
Are they being treated?
Yes, I am regularly on the treatment of
and you are
antihypertensives.
You are taking antihypertensive drugs and drugs to bring down
Yeah,
cholesterol. All
yes.
these are there.
I'm right now on
Some antihypertensives.
yeah, antihypertensive.
Has recently any antihypertensive drug been changed?
No,
Nothing
No,
that you
nothing.
are aware of.
it's the same. Not yet.
Acha. I'll ask you 2-3 questions and you'll
Okay.
reply
Yeah.
exactly in your own language what
Okay.
exactly the feeling was like.
Okay.
Explain to me what exactly was the feeling like. Was it typically something like a rotating or a spinning sensation that things were going round and round, or was it something like an imbalance? Like when you had the feeling, what was it? Was it appearing that your steps are not falling in the right place, or you would tumble or fall down? Was it something like that, or was it something like what you typically said, that it was something like a blackout, everything was appearing to be a little dark, and then suddenly you do not remember what exactly happened? So you have to tell me very precisely what exactly took place. The symptom as it happened at that time is very important.
Doctor, I did not have any spinning or rotating sensation, but what I had was a little bit of dizziness, and followed by a situation that it is sinking. it is slowly dimming, the orientation was missing, and finally slowly and steadily it became dark, and thereafter I don't know what happened, but probably that's the kind of feeling I got, as if it was all sinking, sab doob raha hai, something like that,
So
I
the
couldn't
three
take.
times that you had, these 3-4 times that you
Yes.
had these attacks, every time it was like this only.
Yes, it was.
It was a lightheadedness and then slowly a sinking sensation.
That's right, yes.
And then everything became dark, and after that you do not remember.
I
what
don't
happened.
remember about it.
Okay.
That's how it is.
Could you tell me what exactly precipitated this attack, or can you identify some particular action or some particular thing which precipitates an attack like this? And over the past 1 year, exactly how many such attacks have you had?
Doctor, as such, I don't remember how it all started, but most of the time I have seen, at least during the last 3 times and the recent one when I was giving a lecture to the colleagues of mine, I was all the time standing, and if you have a long standing for some time, then is the case that it all starts, and that is how you start feeling going down and sinking sensation.
So every time it has happened while you are standing?
Yes, that's what I feel.
Okay.
It has never happened when I was sitting on my chair
or on the bed.
on the bed. Nothing I have realized like that.
Okay. Though you say that you are not too sure about what exactly happened, yet then from what people have told you and what you have come to know, could you tell me how long each of these attacks had persisted? Means the duration of an attack like this, what is the approximate duration?
As I remember, during the last whole year, I think only 3 times I remember, and the one was the recent one when I was delivering the lecture. So probably 3 to 4 times a year, not more than that. Okay. As of now.
Other than this dizziness and blackout, was there any other accompanying symptom? Like at that time, was there any heaviness or any buzzing in the ears? Was there any weakness of the limbs, or any typical headache or anything like that? Were you having double vision? So anything associated with this attack that you can tell me of, if you remember anything?
I never had a sensation of headache or something like that, but it was more like a sweating face, cold sweat, and
that is what your colleagues told you?
Yes, after I had fallen down on the floor, and my face had turned pale, and they also mentioned that when they checked my pulse, it had become feeble. They could not check that, and probably during the time I was falling down, my feet and my limbs were all not able to gain control. So that's possibly the thing which happened.
Okay, so there was definitely a weakness of the of the feet and of the hands.
Yes,
that you definitely remember.
Yeah.
The colleagues have told you that there was pallor on the face. That means the face had become very pale.
Yes.
They could not feel your pulse.
Yeah, and it was all profusely sweating everywhere.
Okay.
That's that. And there was nothing, I believe, with the ears. Nothing was happening. No.
No headache.
No
nothing
headache.
related
Nothing
to the ears.
No.